Hello and welcome to the Traffic Report on Traffic Paradise Radio, your weekly F1 news roundup. I'm Immy, and joining me today is Uno.
Hello.
Hi Uno, let's get into the news. Our first story for this week. The calendar for the F1 feeder series has been released, but all is not as it seems. Although F2 and F3 have a good mix of locations and track types, F1 Academy have been given the short end of the stick. 4 out of the 7 tracks are street tracks, and only one race is set to take place in Europe. So, what do we think about the calendar?
I don't really care about only one race in Europe. That doesn't faze me at all as someone who's not from Europe. It's I don't really care.
I'll tell you why it should faze you. Specifically, because sort of the idea of F1 Academy is to move on to racing series like Formula Regional Europe, where they just race in Europe, or something like GB3 racing in the UK, which granted maybe not having tracks in Europe doesn't affect GB3 as much, but if you want to be building people up for series like FRECA and F3, you're going to want to give them experience on the tracks that these places race at, because you're not seeing other series race at Las Vegas. You're not seeing other series do the street race in Miami. That's Formula One.
Yeah, I can understand wanting to get practice at a specific track, but a lot of people, for example, if you're from Japan, you're not racing on European tracks until you get to F3 anyway. So what's the big deal? I think if you're a good driver, you're a good driver. You'll be able to handle any track. And I think that makes it interesting. I think that there's too much of a focus on European tracks. What I do think is that the street tracks, some of them should be changed out for actual tracks. But when it comes to where that track is, it doesn't faze me, to be perfectly honest. And when it comes to F1 Academy, those cars can't pass each other anyway. So it doesn't matter what track you're on, there's going to be very little action anyway. That's just,
Yeah.
well, hopefully they'll change that for next year. But
Fix
that's
the
just what it's
cars.
been like this. Yeah, it's the cars, not the track. That's the problem with Formula One Academy.
I think the issue isn't that there's like one European track, it's just the sort of ratio. And I think street tracks is definitely the bigger issue. There need to be less. The ratio of street tracks, it's quite mad to me, honestly. Why you'd have, and I mean, the obvious reason here is that they've got F2 and F3 bundled up together as support series for lots of the European leg. And so they obviously either don't have the time or don't have the resources to somehow fit F1 Academy in there as well. But I swear, I need to look up the calendar for this year just to see, because I mean, I imagine they weren't that many European tracks, but surely. Okay. Yeah, it was 2, but we've gone from 2 to 1.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 2025 calendars. You've got one race in China, so you've got mainland Asia. Then you've got one in the Middle East. Okay, that's technically also Asia, but it's different. It's Saudi Arabia. You've got 2 in the United States. Now that I
That's
think
a
is
big
problematic.
ratio. Yeah.
That's too many for the United States. You've got one in Canada, so that's 3 races in North America. So I think that's a bit heavy. Then
Yes.
you've got one in Netherlands. That's a nice track for them to race on. And then you've got one in Singapore, so Southeast Asia. So I think the spread is fine, but what I would do is I would move one of the United States races to Brazil. Then you've got a
Not
nice
too
sort of
European.
mixture. No.
Hmm. Okay.
Brazil, Brazil Interlagos is an iconic track. If you want people to get
Yeah.
practice on a real track, switch out Las Vegas for
I mean, I feel
Interlagos,
like also
100%.
you have 2 races in the US and they've gone for both of the street tracks. Like, could
Yeah,
we not put them on Circuit of the Americas? Just give them a track.
yeah. So change Miami to Kota, change Las Vegas to uh what was it? What did I say? Oh,
Interlagos.
change Las Vegas to Interlagos. And then you've got a lovely selection of purpose-built tracks. So China's purpose-built, Kota is purpose-built, Interlagos is purpose-built, Zandvoort is purpose-built, and then you've got a mix of street tracks, which are actually kind of now all the time tracks, like Saudi Arabia and Canada, and then you've got Singapore, which is your proper street race. And I think that's a nice sort of mixture.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they really need just less street tracks. It's
Yeah, but I'm trying to think now. I think one of the more exciting races of F1 Academy this season was actually Miami.
that
So,
is true. That is true. I
yeah.
mean,
It was also one of the more exciting races of Formula One this year, let's be honest. I mean, I know this year has actually been quite nice for Formula
yeah,
One. The
you can't
races
really
have
make
been
that joke
fun.
work anymore.
Yeah,
It's
but
been
Miami was still
exciting.
a good race.
It
Like, it
was
was a
good.
good race. And it was the best race we had seen, like, in over a year when it came around. So, it was good.
In a way, it's sort of sad that they don't finish out the season in Abu Dhabi and it's Las Vegas instead. But Vegas is quite theatric, so and it was good
Yeah,
racing, but I don't know if it'd be good for their little cars.
I don't know. Like, can they? Yeah, Vegas is cold as well.
Yes,
So I looked at the thing.
chilly.
It's going to be like 10 degrees or something when they're racing this weekend. And for our American listeners, it's 10 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
Ooh,
It's
ooh.
like 30
I
or
want to say
85.
it's
I
like
don't know.
no, because isn't 40 Fahrenheit freezing? I want to say it's like 50
I
Celsius.
don't know. What is that in
Right.
eagles and hamburgers? I'm
Oh
not
no,
sure.
freezing is 32. So 10,
32.
50. Oh, I kind of got that.
50.
It's
See, that
50.
just seems. See, in the rest of the world, if it's 50 degrees, you're dying. It's just like very bizarre.
I think on
Okay.
vibes, Fahrenheit kind of makes sense. Because
No, it
50,
doesn't.
50,
Because
but if
when
you look at,
something freezes, it's at 40. That makes
look,
zero sense.
it's
Why would it
actually
be
32.
freezing?
32, not 40.
32. It's not even a round number. It's ridiculous.
But if you look at
Absolutely
the number
ridiculous.
50, you think mild, average.
No, I don't. I think 23 is mild,
Okay. Okay. Well,
and
anyway,
anything below 21 is cold, and anything above 25 is warm. And that's just how it is.
lovely vision you have there.
Yes.
Next up, some quick fire breaking news. Williams have announced that Carlos Sainz will drive with them for the Abu Dhabi end of season test.
Formula One has signed a new multi-year deal with the Automobile Club of Monaco. The Monaco Grand Prix will remain on the calendar until 2031, but it will move to the first week of June from 2026.
The F1 Commission has issued a number of updates, including the rookie sprint is now set for 2026, gender neutral wording will be in the 2026 regulations, and driver cooling kits will be available from 2025.
After 13 years, Damon Hill has announced his departure from the Sky Sports presenting roster before the end of season triple header.
Paolo Bassari has left his role as FIA compliance officer. His replacement has not yet been announced.
The Canadian Grand Prix will move to either the third or fourth weekend of May from 2026 onwards. This helps with calendar organization as it could be paired with Miami.
And finally, Christian Mansell has secured an F2 seat for the 2025 season with Rodin Motorsport. He previously won the British F4 Rookie Cup with the team. I am very excited for this, honestly. I'll have somebody to really root for in F2 next season.
Why is that? Why do you like him so much?
I just think, he's really quite a sincere guy, and he's recently come out in support of the LGBTQ community on Twitter, which I thought not a lot of drivers will go out of their way to speak up for marginalized groups. I mean, obviously, I feel like people in F1 can't really do it because they've got the FIA breathing down their necks, but it's still nice to have that sort of support.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just this week we had Sergio Perez's father spouting some horrible homophobia and transphobia about Ralph Schumacher. So it will be very nice to have a opposing voice in the racing world that stands up to that sort of bigotry because it's not cool. And I understand that Checo's father is a politician and he's probably saying things so that he can appeal to his base or whatever. But really, when you have an option between being a decent human being and being a bigot, you should always choose to be a decent human being. And so I appreciate Christian Mansell as well because it doesn't take a lot to be a decent person. You just have to say the right thing and be a good person, and then it's good. All good. And I'm saying good a lot, so I'm just going to stop now.
Well, you make a very good point. There are rumours of a rule change coming to F1 that would directly affect customer teams like RB and Haas. If a customer team finishes P5 or higher in the constructors, they would be forced to design all non listed parts on their own after a period of 3 years. This has been a debate since Haas joined F1 in 2016. RB are moving more towards the Haas model, which has led other teams to take a stand against it due to deeming it unfair. This rule would be included in the 2026 regulations if a necessary majority is met. So, will this change the way customer teams operate?
I think they'll deliberately try and not finish in the top 5 because the amount of money they're going to have to spend in order to create their own parts is going to basically put them out of the sport. A team like Haas can't afford that. They'd have to hire hundreds of new personnel. They'd have to rent out or buy bigger premises. They'd need a whole bunch of new machinery and equipment in order to make the parts. And I just don't think it's viable for a team like them.
Yeah, I'd imagine this would probably hit Haas the hardest because I think a lot of other quote unquote customer teams do make a lot of the non listed parts and just take things like the engine and maybe the gearbox.
Yeah, VCarb only recently has started taking more parts from Red Bull, like this season.
Yeah.
Before, they've always designed their own stuff, and it was this like big thing, just that they were now taking like a gearbox or or front suspension or a floor from Red Bull, because previously they had built all of that themselves, and I don't really see how it's a problem. It is what it is. You want teams there. They need to be able to exist, and they're not going to be able to exist
Yeah,
otherwise.
just I think a lot of people seem to feel a bit salty that Haas can buy parts from Ferrari and achieve success when to I think to teams it seems like Haas is somehow benefiting, but they have to take sizable sort of chunks out of their budget cap that equates to the parts that they've paid for. So in a way, they don't gain anything. And I think, in fact, Sauber, I think it was the gearbox they stopped buying from Ferrari because it was actually cheaper just to make it themselves. So it's
Well,
more
they should
about,
maybe rethink that idea
yeah, it
because
hasn't worked very well, has it? But it's more about the sheer infrastructure cost that Haas would have to sort of undergo in order to have the facilities to build this stuff rather than that it's easier just to buy it.
yeah, I mean, it seems weird to talk about Haas like they're like this little penny pinching team that can't afford anything. I mean, they're run by a billionaire as well, but at the end of the day, they don't have the budget of a team like Ferrari or Mercedes, and they just can't afford to build their own things. And look at what they've been able to achieve this season. They've done some amazing stuff this season. And basically, people are saying, like, well, the proposed regulations are saying that you're doing so well that we're going to stop you from doing well. And it's like, who's actually behind this? Is it Aston Martin, or is it Williams or Sauber or whoever? Because they're just salty that they're not doing well as a team that has like a quarter of the personnel and budget that they have. Like, just fix your own car. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think it really does in part come down to if you've got a bunch of teams that somehow feel like they're getting hard done by, they're going to complain because that's always what happens when some team has some supposed advantage or leg up, even if it doesn't exist and it comes to nothing. Everybody's going to complain. Finally, with the return of Las Vegas comes the return of exciting liveries. As of writing, Sauber and Alpine have both shared their liveries, and teams including Ferrari and VCarb are expected to also be bringing special looks to Sin City. Sauber have taken a tasteful play on their rather ugly neon green by fashioning it into flames. Alpine are trying to win back love from the pink camo incident by delighting us with a pink livery for the final 3 races. So, what do we think about the liveries?
the Sauber. It's not all that interesting. They could have had more fun with it. I don't like the front, the nose. I don't like that. It's like
How
they've
it
done this
goes,
weird like gradient. I
the
don't like
white,
it.
the white gradient.
Yeah, it's silly. They should have just gone all black with like green accents, like their
Yeah,
normal car, just do flames.
they've got the gradient sort of at the top of the flame as well. I think it's supposed to be. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know. I just think they could have had something fun. They're also a gambling company, like at stake.
Oh,
They're a gambling
honestly.
company. You're in Vegas. My goodness. If you're not going to take that opportunity to do something really sort of interesting with your brand, especially given that you've had to half the time call it kick sauber because the countries you're racing in won't let you advertise that you're a gambling company. So take advantage of this opportunity. You're in Vegas. You're surrounded by gamblers. Let them know about who you are. It just seems so bizarre to me. It's such a missed opportunity from them.
Well, I mean, Kick and Steak really are just sort of bottom of the barrel companies. So maybe they're too busy spending like $100 million signing a bottom of the barrel washed up streamer to their site to promote their gambling that they don't have anybody on marketing to think, oh, you know what we could do with this livery to make it more interesting. If you can't tell, I hate Kick and Steak.
On the other hand, we also have Alpine's livery.
Yeah, let's go to them because I like them more. Move away.
I
Bye
don't
bye.
like theirs either.
I mean, look,
It's not the pink camo we were promised at the beginning of the season, and I'm gonna be angry
they
for the
came
rest of
into
the
it.
time because of that.
They came into this announcement saying it's not pink camo, but it is pink. Your expectations should have been lower.
I wasn't expecting pink camo. I'm just still salty about not getting the pink camo. If they were gonna do a full pink car, they could have at least just done it in camo and then at least given us something of what we were promised at the beginning of the season. Because that pink camo looked awesome. I know we only got like little hints and glimpses of it in the marketing that they did, but really, they yeah, they had such an opportunity to win back some goodwill.
I think it's their best special livery of the season because what have they had apart from this and film promotions?
Deadpool was
Film
cool.
promotion, though, still. You just go, oh, look, this is the site of a team that's slowly being bought out. And look, Ryan Reynolds has fully slapped his name on it.
Yeah, I mean, what did we get from so from VCOB? The special liveries we've got this year were for a new card by Visa and Cash App, like a new credit card, and then we got
uh,
denim
Hugo
for
Jeans.
Hugo. Yeah. So I mean they're all about like marketing something. And then for Ferrari, they were like, "Oh, we're doing a blue livery," and then gave us like one blue stripe and shoved HP down our throats.
Okay, now at the end of the day, the blue livery may have been there because that's when they started their partnership with HP, but they at least shrouded it in this. Oh, we used to race in blue in America, and so we're bringing back these two shades of blue. And oh, would you look at this, Charles and Carlos? Look at these blue Ferraris you're going to drive into the paddock. You get this shade. You get this shade. And when they did that promotional video, I thought they were going to have different shades on their cars. And then I realized the livery's got to stay the same for the team,
Yeah, but also just Ferrari really should have just done a full blue car.
honestly. No, I agree.
Would have been
That,
interesting.
to me, is a bigger upset than pink camo.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But on the subject of Ferrari, they have tweeted today. What is today? The 18th? No, the
No, it's the
19th.
19th.
Oh,
You've got
oh,
it.
they tweeted yesterday, switching our look up for Vegas. And then it's a picture of their drivers, Carlos and Charles, who are wearing uh Carlos is wearing a hoodie and some sneakers,
It's.
and
Ooh.
Charles is wearing a shirt, and they've got another picture of them wearing hats,
And if you
and they
scroll
kind of
up,
have this like distressed look.
have you seen the race suits? They released the race suits.
No, I have not seen those.
They
Let
are
me.
also distressed, and the shoes are distressed. The shoes are distressed!
I think we're getting like a distressed sort of faded red
This is
livery.
distressing me.
Oh my goodness, the one of Carlos, it just looks like he's got a really old race suit.
It's just it just I don't know if I like it, to be quite frank. If you look at their shoes, I just can't get over it. What have they done? It looks like they didn't dip dye them properly.
I think they just poured some bleach on and called it a day.
Ooh.
Okay, so judging. And
Mm.
then,
Ooh.
yeah, so don't get your hopes up about Ferrari.
If they come out in a gladiator car, I'll be meh. If they come out in a distressed car, I'll be meh.
I think a distressed car could look cool.
It depends,
Like,
but they have
I
not
don't
been
know.
executing liveries this year to
Yeah,
be
no, I wouldn't hold
interesting.
up my hopes.
Oh god, do you
And
know
then,
what? What was the
yes,
Monza livery? They just changed the colour of the numbers.
yeah, they had that like black accent, I think.
Oh dear me.
And they also wore the black gray suits, didn't they?
The black grey suits were no, but they were not okay because it was a mix of like checker and carbon fibre and it was pattern on pattern.
Oh, okay, Miss Fashion Designer. Who says you can't wear pattern on pattern?
But it was not good pattern on pattern. It was weird.
I think you're just being judgy.
Okay,
Oh,
well, yes.
oh,
Ooh,
oh,
oh,
hold
what?
on,
What?
hold on,
What?
hold on.
I'm held.
We have a video from Visa Cash App RB
Oh!
that says weather update, it's raining glitter in the desert. And it's like a video of their car and it's going out from the back. It looks like it's Yuki's car because I think it says 22. And there's just glitter all around the car. So we can't actually see the livery, but I think they are teasing a livery.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
And then
yeah.
also, they've got a sign that says "Welcome to Las Vegas" with VCarb, and it's
Oh, and it's
also
all
it's like a
glittery
light
blue.
blue glittery color. So I think we are getting a glittery blue. And if you actually look at the wing, the rear wing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like a glittery blue color.
You can't see much on the mock-up apart from the glitter they've shoved in the face of the camera, I can't lie.
Yeah. So this is what I'm gonna say. It says Maps is saying our Las Vegas ETA is Wednesday, 20th November. And then they've posted a picture saying Las Vegas coming soon, Wednesday, 20th of November. So if they
Oh,
release
okay.
a livery before we publish this, I will include the image on in the video. So if there are either a Ferrari or a Visa Cash App RB special livery that is released within the next 20 hours, you will see it on your screen now.
And I mean, what do you want to take a guess about a V cup? You're thinking blue sparkly, light blue,
Yeah. Are you
light blue
on their
sparkly.
their Twitter
I
page?
saw it. Yeah, the video.
Did you see the welcome to the coming
Yeah,
soon the coming soon, not welcome to, coming soon.
it was on the road.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of like sparkly blue
Oh,
glittery stuff on the road.
I did not look very in detail at the road. I can't lie. I've got to
No.
go back.
So they are definitely doing something special. I would
Thank God for
imagine.
that. We need them to show up. They can make a good
Yeah,
livery.
and their Miami livery, they did like a whole thing. It was like a whole
Oh yeah, the
event
blue
where people
sparkles.
where people came to like a car wash thing,
Yes.
and they sprayed the
Oh,
car with like all this like spray paint, and then they went and put the car through a car wash and washed off all the spray paint.
I love the
And
car wash.
then there was like the livery was revealed, and there were like I think important people there. I could be wrong. I don't really know who's important in America.
I
Like
don't remember anybody.
Beyonce was not
I
there.
don't remember
So
anybody important showing up for the car wash.
yeah, okay, I think we've exhausted this
Yeah,
topic.
we need to stop.
Okay.
Okay.
Take us out, Immy. Take us out.
Yes. Thank you for joining us. That's all the news we have for you this week. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe as we will have news for you every Wednesday. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day or night. Bye!
Bye bye.
Okay, I think
I
next.
think that's covered our segment of let's rage against the Fahrenheit temperature
Yeah,
system.
and I have to try and defend them.
I
I
don't
have,
know why.
well,
No one's
it's
requiring
in
you to
my
do
the
that.
Fahrenheit system is in my blood, you know.
That's weird. You should get that out. That's not normal. You should get a doctor to look at that for you.
Okay. Sorry.